everybody. Welcome to 2026. This is the start of the Divergent Comics podcast. So if you followed me for the last 2 years, you know we had the Divergent Comics YouTube channel. Still is going. So if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. But I decided, since I've been doing this for 2 years, why not go ahead and put this on a podcast? We're still going to be bringing independent comic creators on here, letting them talk about their projects, getting to know them a little bit better. But we're expanding a little bit, which is going to be fun. So I opened up the floor late last year for indie comic creators to kind of jump in and let me interview them. And we got a good one to start the year out. Very similar to last year. Someone I actually hadn't been following for a while, but I actually saw him in a Facebook comic creators group that I've been in for like 3 years now. I didn't realize that I've been interacting with these people. So this has been one that probably should have happened a while ago. But Kevin, thank you for letting me interview you. And let's just start by you introducing yourself and telling people about your journey into making comics.
Oof, man. Well, first, thank you for inviting me, man.
Mhm.
It's an honor to be on here.
Yeah, no
And
problem.
actually, nice to meet you. Because I haven't followed you long either. Because I found you on a comic Facebook group. Some say, "Holy smokes,
Mhm.
man, we're mutual." Some say we're
Right.
friends on here. I was like, what the heck? How have we not been talking?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, it's crazy how networking happens.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, I did not grow up on comics at all, bro, at all.
Mhm.
Like I've been a fan of Marvel, DC, because I watched their Spider-Man, their animations,
Yeah.
all their movies, all their TV shows. But it was around 2020 when I found out about comics. When
Okay.
because COVID happened. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm already an introverted homebody person, so
Same.
I'm like, this is normal for me.
Yeah. This is
But
it's
I
like
got
it was normal for all of us comic creators.
Yeah, but I got to the point where I was like, I don't want to sit around watching TV all the freaking time. I'm like, I need to get my head in something on something else.
Mhm.
'Cause especially media gets too exhausting mentally, physically, and spiritually. If we're
Yeah,
be
it
honest,
does.
it's like I've always read novels like Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, Narnia, and different things. And so I'm like, I got on TikTok for a bit. I was like, yeah, why not? I mean, even though it's still media.
Yeah.
I was like, but it's something else that's not on TV, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
And I found out about indie comics,
Mhm.
independent comics, because I found out Black Sands Entertainment, and
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is this place? And I
Yeah.
was like, what are comics? And I did a Google search, and so many places popped up. I was like, wait, Marvel. Like, wait, Marvel is another. What the heck? And then I see Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, IDW, boom. And I was like, how did I not know about these places?
Yeah.
And so, since I love Spider-Man, I love Black Panther, I love Thor, I love Captain America, I freaking love Hulk and Blade.
Yeah.
I went on the Marvel website and I bought like some of their digital copies of their books because I wasn't sure if I
Nice.
would like it, so I just started with digital.
Right.
Even though I am physical media all the way, but this is my first
Mhm.
time getting into comics. I don't know if I'm gonna like these, so why would I want like let
Yeah.
me test the
Spending
waters,
that money to get the
Yeah,
physical stuff, and then now you're kind of stuck with it for a while.
yeah. I
Unless
was
you
like,
want to go to Second and Charles and get it for like $2.
right. But even with that, I don't want to pay. I still don't want to pay that much at all. But
Yeah.
so I started off like their digital, just to test the waters, see if I'm interested.
Mhm.
And I actually did get hooked because I started with Spider-Man, and I went to I got recommended like some Loki stories where he becomes like the god of stories.
Yeah.
And I went to what Black Panther comics, and I
Mhm.
even found characters I didn't even know existed yet because they haven't been introduced in the MCU.
Yeah.
Like Adam Warlock.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this dude is freaking badass. Like, whoa. I was like, James Gunn messed him up, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah, let's not talk
Uh,
about that too much.
right.
Not too
And
much.
then I found out DC because I knew about Batman, Superman because, like I said, from the movies and everything.
Yeah.
and I found out about some of their digitals. I was like, okay, this is interesting. So I got recommended like the Halloween comic from Batman. I forgot the name of it.
Long Halloween.
Thank you,
Yep.
thank you. Somebody knows. I suck at
Yeah.
titles. So that's one of the first ones I read, and then I learned about other independent comics like Ace Blade.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out Hellboy is a freaking comic. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
huge fan of Hellboy, so I bought those physicals because I love Hellboy.
Yeah. The
I'm like,
Hellboy comics are better, in my opinion, than the movies.
I'm in agreement, actually. I'm in very much agreement. I love Mike Mignola's writing, and I love the art. My
Mm-hmm.
God, dude.
It's so
And
good.
if you can see my shelf is full of independent physical comics. I don't buy the
Nice.
mainstream. I buy the independent comics since I found out about them.
Yeah.
And then I got inspired to like, how can I potentially write my own comic? And so
Mm.
that question started flowing in my head, and like hearing other people's stories, why they got into it, and I was like, huh. And so I went around and asked questions. I'm like, how did you start writing comics, or
Mm-hmm.
what's the process? And at first I was gonna hire like a writer to write for me, but then I'm like, I guess I'm a control freak because I'm not sure they can understand my brain.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent a good 2.5, 3 years studying and crafting my writing style to figure
Mm-hmm.
out what story I want to tell,
Okay.
like, and basically what I want to do. Because
Yeah.
I love horror, I love fantasy, I love drama, I love comedy. But and I figured that but my strong suit is really horror and fantasy.
Okay.
Because I love Lord of the Rings, I love The Hobbit, I love Harry Potter, I love The Conjuring, I love Insidious, I love Halloween. Dude, I'm a nerd. I'm a full-fledged nerd. I'm gonna be honest. And honestly, and just exploring my imagination just really just ran rapid.
Mm-hmm. That's the joy of comics, man.
And it really is. And writing is like, I tell people this all the time. Writing is literally my therapy because I can get stuff
Mm-hmm.
out of my head.
Yep.
And like growing up, I've always been like this weird kid. Like I'm by myself because I don't know people. I don't know how to interact. I'm like, what's the word? I'm socially awkward basically. And
Same. Yeah.
like I have that I have the anxiety. Like I'm scared to like talk to people
Oh
because I
yeah,
don't know
social
how.
anxiety.
Yeah, I was like, I don't
Yep.
know how they're gonna react to me. Plus, I've been bullied my entire life from elementary and to like ninth grade of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, so that also added to my anxiety.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and I was like very like not really into anything really
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know what the heck I want to do in my life. I was like, yeah, I was like a nonchalant kid. I was like, I hear people talking about want to be doctors, a business person,
Mm-hmm.
these other type of uniquely highly paid type of stuff.
Right.
And I'm just here. It's like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. And so it was like when but I said my senior year of high school is when I started figuring out my writing. It was I graduated 2018. That's actually when I started figuring out how I was a writer in high
Mm-hmm.
school because that's when my teachers actually told me that I have a really good writing gift, and they wanted to
Nice.
push me to that professional level of writing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out, I found out my mother is also a writer, so I
Oh,
get it from
it's
her. So it
genetic.
turns out it's in my blood. It turns out it's in my blood, and she's taught me how to write, and she let me read her murder mystery book. So that
Mm-hmm.
also put the fire in me, wanting to challenge myself and see. I was like, okay, I can do this. I was like,
Yeah.
I can do this. As I kept going and going, I got tired of the rehashes in Hollywood and like seeing the same old every single week.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to the point, it's like, why am I waiting on somebody to tell a story I want to see when I can just create it myself? It's gonna take time, but I'd rather take the time to create it myself than wait on somebody else to do it. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
And that's why I started my own publishing company. That's the other thing. I never know what to get into business. I didn't know how to get into business. So
Once
now
you
I
decide
get it.
that you want to be a comic creator, you basically become a little bit of everything.
I know that now.
Yeah.
I know that now. And then my mom is also a business owner. So again, it's
Mm.
intriguing genetic.
Yep.
And then my god sister, she has her business and she's also a nurse. So I was like, it really is genetic. My other sister is a teacher, so she has that structure of a basically a business brain because how she has to teach
Right.
kids and have to organize her stuff. I was like, damn, this really is a genetic thing.
Yeah.
It's really in my blood. And so that's where I went through so many names for a couple years before I finally figured out my company name, and I finally got to name Keviside because my name is Kevin, and this is the side of my story I want to tell.
I like that actually. That's actually really good.
So
I was going to ask you about that because
yeah.
for those of you who don't know, behind the scenes, whenever this year, whenever I've scheduled these interviews, I
Mhm.
put out a form for creators to fill out and submit so then I can get them scheduled. So
Oh
if
yeah.
you are interested in being interviewed on the podcast, um, I'm gonna put the form in the description below, sign up, and I'll reach out to you as soon as possible. Um, but he put that in the description, like that was the name of his publishing company, because that's one of the things I asked about, because I want to
Yep.
be able to understand the creator in their
Mhm.
fullness. And so I like that breakdown and that understanding that you have of who you are as a person to
Mhm.
make your business, your comic publishing, that personal.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, because I feel like my writing, like my IP, is personal to me,
Hmm.
and so that's why I was like, I want to protect my property. I'm not gonna be like no sellout. Um, I always say I don't no, it doesn't matter how big I get. I'm not gonna sell any of my stuff to any of these studios because I know they're gonna screw it up.
That's fair.
So so that's why I started my own company because I want to expand into someday I'll get into animation. So I want to study that and
Hmm.
write TV shows and movies, but I want to have it on my own and like mine. Um, because I don't want no like overhead over me.
Hmm.
Trying, I mean, I don't have to go to nobody for like a green light when I can actually do it myself and be like myself if I feel confident about it. And I'm very quality over quantity on
Hmm.
everything.
Hmm. Me
That's why
too.
I'll be very careful before I put out a release date. I'm like, I made this joke a few times. I was like, I might be Kevin, but I'm not Kevin Feige. I'm actually quality over quantity.
That's a She-Hulk joke.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. But I like if I'm not confident with a project, I will go back to the drawing board before I approve it, and so I can revamp it. So I always make jokes on my Facebook. I'm like, it's like a meme. I always like if I like a tired meme, I was like, finally cracked the story I've been trying to figure out after 100 rewrites. That's not a joke at all. That's actually me being for real.
Yeah.
Because it was like the first draft, I hated every single time. I was like, yeah,
Yep.
no, that's trash. Gotta go.
Same.
Second draft, still hate it. No, gotta go. So I go like through like 100 different drafts. I was like, okay, I'm getting somewhere.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's really how
Yeah.
I go.
No, I feel you on that. I shared a post on Threads the other day, and it was just like writers saying that they're almost done with their draft, and like they're only like within the first paragraph of starting whatever. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's me, because
yeah,
I'll be
oh
like, yeah,
yeah,
I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I've only written like a paragraph of the entire script, and so yeah, I definitely
yeah,
get that.
oh yeah, oh
So
yeah.
you mentioned earlier you know you really liked characters like Batman, Superman, Adam Warlock, and all that. Who would you say are your like top five favorite comic book characters?
Ooh, top five.
That's
Man,
tough.
jeez. Man, oh, dang, you hit me with a hard one with the first question. Jesus. Okay. Okay, top five. It's like this is just broad, like just in
It doesn't
general.
matter whether
Okay,
it's Marvel, indie. Actually, let's do this. Let's do this.
okay, because
Um,
that would be easier if you like. Can you narrow it down a little bit?
yeah. So we'll
Yeah,
do
okay.
your top five Marvel and DC characters, and
Ooh,
then your
okay.
top five Marvel characters, top
Five.
five DC characters,
Got it.
and then
Okay.
top five indie characters.
Ooh, okay. Thank you. That's better.
Yeah, got you.
Okay. So Marvel,
Uh-huh.
Captain America,
Okay.
Black Panther,
Okay.
Spider-Man. I got my boy Spider-Man in there.
Okay.
Um. Oh yeah, my girl Storm. Oh, love
Respect,
Storm.
respect.
Shoot. I'm not gonna lie, Scarlet Witch actually kind of grew on me.
Scarlet Witch is a
Scarlet Witch,
solid
she
character.
is so. Oh my God, she's amazing. Yeah, she grew on me a lot.
Yeah.
Like in the MCU and the comics, I'm like she grew on
Hmm.
me a lot. So yeah, I have to add her to my number five. That's my number five.
That's fair. I can respect that list.
Yeah. DC. I'm not too familiar with DC as much yet,
Okay.
but I love the Flash.
Which one?
Grant Gustin.
Okay, so okay. I can respect that. So you're
Yeah.
more of a Barry Allen.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant my bad.
No,
You
you're
you talking
good.
about Kid Flash or? But yeah, I know. I'm not known of Barry Allen though.
That's
That's
fair.
why.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I respect that. Yeah.
That's why I said I'm not as known with the other characters just yet. I'm still getting
Yeah.
there.
No. So if you didn't know, I'm a DC head, but I love both. I
Hey,
love both
respect,
Marvel and
respect,
DC.
respect.
But I love DC way more than. Well, I would say I
Heck
love
yeah.
DC. I know DC more because that's
Mm.
mostly what I've read. But I love Marvel and DC equally.
Respect, respect.
Yeah.
I know Marvel more because that's more what I saw
Gotcha.
before I
That
read.
understandable. Yeah. Yeah.
But DC is Barry Allen, The Flash,
Okay.
Wonder Woman.
Respect.
Uh, shit. Damn it. The Shock.
Static.
Thank you, Jesus Christ. Static Shock. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's
got you.
something Shock. What is that dude's name? I love.
Yeah.
Like I got into Static Shock. Dude, I love his power. Oh my God.
Have you read any of his comics yet?
That's how I know his powers.
So funny story about me. I didn't start reading comics until 2014.
Really? Wow.
And my
Okay.
very first comic that I read was
Yeah.
Static Shock New 52.
Really?
Yes, that was my
Holy
first
smokes,
comic I ever read. It was the first
man.
6 issues of that run, which I thought
Ah,
was pretty fun. So yeah, Static is always going to be one of my favorites.
heck yeah. That was three characters, right?
Yep.
As I said, Flash. Yep, Flash, Wonder Woman, Static Shock, Superman.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and kind of sort of Batman. I was like
Yeah,
Batman, yeah.
that's a good list. That's a good list. I
So
like
yeah,
it.
independent characters. Okay, there's Ace Blade.
Hmm.
Well, does Hellboy kind of count as independent?
Technically, yeah,
Okay, I was like,
because I
so
think
Ace
he's
Blade.
what Boom. So I mean, I guess
Dark. No,
technically,
he's Dark.
or is
He's
he?
Dark Horse.
No, he's
He's
Dark
Dark.
Horse. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
Dark
he's
Horse.
Dark Horse. So Ace Blade, Hellboy. Um, well, the Black Sands character, Azar, I forget
Azari, I think is what his name.
I think so, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, shoot, shoot, I have so many characters in my head, I can't remember names, Jesus, oh my
It's a lot of
God,
them.
shoot, 'cause I literally read a lot of independent comics, a lot of characters' names, but I'm just like,
Hmm.
that's why it's hard to pick the top five because they're so freaking good.
Yeah.
Um, let's say Ace Blade, Hellboy, Azar, from Black Sands. I'm gonna say Black Sands.
Okay.
Black Sands. Wait, is it Sonic? Is it Sonic a comic basically too?
Sonic, he is a comic.
Or
I know he is IDW.
so can I count
So I
him?
guess technically, yeah.
I might
That
Sonic because I know he's a comic. Because I might Sonic.
and his comics
Uh,
are fun too. I've read quite a few of his comics. They're really fun.
yeah, same. I watched the animations. I found out they were comics too. So you know I had to cop those.
So funny, funny story. I did not know Sonic was a comic book character
I didn't
until
either.
2022.
Me too, dude.
I
I'm so
played the
sorry.
video games and watched the
Yeah,
shows all my childhood. Just
me
didn't know it
too.
at all.
Me too. Oh my God. Dude, when I tell you, I watched the animations. I played every single game from
Me too. Yeah.
mobile to the what was it? Nintendo, whatever they're called now,
Yeah, the
whatever they're
Nintendo.
called.
Yep.
And I was like, dude, I watched the movies. I was like, and they're a freaking comic book. I was like, bruh, how the fuck
Yep.
did I know about this? I was like, my God.
I felt
Uh,
bad because I was like, I didn't find out that Sonic was a comic until I went to the comic book store, and I just when I go to the comic book store, I just like roaming to see what I find
same,
interesting,
same.
and I was like,
I think that's how I
is
found
that
out about it too.
Sonic?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's how I found out about it too. Was going through a random because I literally there's a comic store right beside my barber shop around the corner from my house, It's practically my
That's a
tradition.
pipeline right there.
I
That's a
was,
pipeline.
I was like, literally, it's like tradition. After I get freshed up, I go to the comic shop just to walk around, just see what I see.
Yeah.
I think that's how I found out about Sonic 2, because that was a massive Sonic graphic novel. I was like,
Yep.
holy smokes, what the hell? Like, are you kidding me?
That is
Yeah,
funny.
that was for I
Yep.
think
Last
my
one.
fifth independent comic character. Hmm. I don't
You
know
can
if you
just
know.
give a.
You don't. I don't know if you know Chris Grant.
I don't know.
She's in the comic book Facebook too, but she has a series called her company's Worthy Chaos. She has a series called Redemption and Damnation, and
Interesting.
it's a supernatural horror. It's so freaking good,
That sounds
and
interesting.
so I have to add that to number five as independent
I like
comic.
it. I
So
like
yeah,
it.
and she'll also be great to be on your show. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we got to know you.
Mm.
And before I got to know all of this about you, this is so everyone is learning about you same time I'm learning about you.
Yep.
But I got to read one of your comics you've released called Arkfire. So while I was reading this, I had
And this is
one
posted right
question.
here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
So I had one question as I was reading this.
Okay.
Are you a really big fan of Adam Warlock?
Was it that obvious?
Like
Oh, yeah.
so to kind of set the stage, I'm not gonna tell the story, but the story literally starts with a man in a cocoon. So
But
as soon
before you go to you know what's funny?
yeah,
I wrote the story before I read Adam Warlock. That's the crazy thing.
that
I
is
didn't even know
actually
about
funny.
Adam Warlock before I before I woke Artfire. That's the funny thing. I didn't know about Adam Warlock.
That is hilarious.
But I
So
will say after like reading Adam Warlock, because I was in production while this was I was reading while this was in production with my artist,
makes
and
sense.
so I was saying, but
That
yes,
makes
I am a fan of
sense.
Adam Warlock. But continue.
So I was looking at that. I was like, this is very Adam Warlock coded, and the way that the character of Arkfire progresses throughout the story and how powerful he gets is very reminiscent of Adam Warlock. Was that initially like what or you just mentioned like that wasn't initially what your plan is, but as you started like reading more Adam Warlock and going through this production, was that what were like starting to realize like this is what I want to do with this character, or was that just something that it's a nice coincidence and I'll just kind of lean into it?
I would say it was a nice coincidence, but that's not the route I'm going to go with.
Uh I
Yeah,
like that actually.
because there's actually more to Arcfire than you think. But
Hmm.
yes, he has that power, but it's actually way more lore in the story than you think it is.
Okay. Okay.
So it's
Cool.
like when I read Adam Warlock, I was like, oh, this actually is similar to to Arc, but it's not going to go the route as Adam Warlock.
I respect that.
Yeah, but I will say Catheel is not from Earth.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well,
So yeah,
we'll definitely touch on that a little bit later.
yeah.
So, what I like to do with these interviews, I like to give creators the opportunity to promote either a Kickstarter or a project that they're either currently working on or currently trying to crowdfund in some way. So when I did the form, I had everyone put in what book they're wanting to promote. You put in your Kickstarter pre-launch page, which is currently for the book HallowFien. Can you tell the people what HallowFiend is about, and kind of give a little bit of a backstory on where that story came from?
Um, so HallowFien is literally what it is. It's a HallowFien. So it's a clown story. So if you like clowns or if you're terrified of clowns, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. But HallowFien okay, backstory first. HallowFien is about two brothers named Ethan and Evan. They are serial killers that go around social media just to pick random people to murder to find out their
Interesting.
victim. And they go around in these clown costumes, and
Hmm.
they're identical twins, so they're the same costume. And so, but the thing is, in Halloween, Ethan and Evan have been dead for years.
Oh.
So the question is like wondering if they've been dead, how are there two more clowns out there doing the exact same thing they did years ago?
Hmm.
And so it's like, but this time these two clowns are going after a specific friend group for some odd reason.
Interesting.
And so it's like they're the same, but they're not the same, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
And so it's like, what is this connection to this friend group, and how are they connected, or if they're connected to Ethan and Evan, like, or could this be like a copycat fan cult that kind of like inspired over the years we didn't know about, is just now progressing,
Hmm.
and there is a supernatural element to the story, so it's a supernatural thriller horror comic, and I would say this is like one of the hardest stories I've ever written.
Okay.
Because I'm legit mixing genres together into like making a psychological, making supernatural, and making a bit of action too. Um, and that's why it's gonna be like a two-part um comic, because I realized that there's a lot of lore I kind of put into the story.
Okay.
So the Kickstarter is part one of the story,
Hmm.
and getting that out, to see what people think about it, and then I work on part two as that one is going.
Hmm.
And I think that's where I'm going to end it. It's just two parts, because it's really the toughest thing I've ever written, and I don't want to, like what people say, milk the franchise.
Right. Yeah.
So, and this idea actually came from a friend of mine a couple years ago. We're still friends, but we kind of just joked around. I was like, what if we made a story based off you, dude? Because he's a scare actor. He has like a clown mask. I was like, do you
Okay.
know we can make a story off of you? Because my friend name is Evan, so that's why it's called Ethan.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I was like, dude, we can totally make a story. And then we just kind of joked around, and he's like, how do we call duplicate killers? I was like, like duplicate killers. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, I was like, but I was like, I need to start making jokes, because jokes tend to come to real life. I was like, but then again,
Sometimes, yeah.
but then again, I might not just need to start making jokes, because jokes become really good ideas. So
I mean, we did have the crazy clowns in 2016, so
exactly. So it literally we started around with 2022, I believe. No, 20 23. There we go, 23. We kind of like joked around about it, and I was like, we'll see.
Mhm.
And he actually wrote a novel called Duplicate Killer that I'm gonna publish for him this year.
Okay.
And then I made a comic version, HallowFien. So we had to put make our own versions of the joke.
I like it actually.
So I was like, so he can get his credit, and I give my own credit, give my credit too. So I was like, we both made jokes, and we kind of just ran with it, and we both wrote our own thing.
Yeah, you turned a
Um,
joke into a story, and now we get to see what pays off from that.
oh yeah, so yeah, and Halloween is I got inspired by Halloween, Welcome to Derry,
Hmm.
um, and kind of sort of like a Scream vibe to it too.
Yeah, that's so. If you go into the description and you click on the Kickstarter link, you'll
Mm,
see the image that's up there on
mm.
for the pre-launch page. Um, when I saw that image, I immediately thought Scream. I immediately thought
Yeah,
Scream.
yeah, because that's one of my inspirations. I love the Scream franchise. Yeah, that's one of my inspirations.
Nice. So when does this Kickstarter launch?
This launches officially February 13th, 2026.
What is your goal for the Kickstarter? How much are you trying to raise?
On a Kickstarter, it raised about $300.
We can help you
And
get
the
that for sure.
the book is about 24 to I think about 24 to 30 pages, maybe. I think so. I don't
Nice.
know off the top of my head.
So it's a nice
Um,
beefy book.
yeah. So I'm like, but that's like my range is like between 24 and 30 to 30 pages.
Okay.
Uh, but I think part one I think I made about 24 pages, because I think I cut some pages off to save for part two.
Hmm.
Because I like doing cliffhangers.
Yeah.
So I was like, so about that's why I keep the range about 24 to 30 pages. So yeah.
Nice. I like it.
So yeah.
So, what is one thing that you want people to know about this project that you haven't said yet?
Like as a Halloween itself.
Yeah, so like, something to like, what is one thing that you want someone to know to like really get them interested or know about the lore of the book that you haven't already mentioned?
I want you one. to have fun trying to figure out the mystery.
Okay.
Um, Two, don't trust every character in the book.
Mm.
Yeah, don't trust any, because you might like a character, but they may not be the one you should like. You know what I mean? You might dislike a character, but they might be the one you need to like.
So what you're saying is
uh,
you really can't trust yourself when it comes to
yeah,
the
and I will
characters and
say the way the cover is structured, the characters are structured a certain way on purpose.
mm.
So that's another hint to me.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah,
I like
that's
it.
another hint that be careful who you trust. That's like so. Yeah, I purposely
Nice.
have my artists draw each character in a certain position and like to certain like foreshadowing, like you said, foreshadowing. I'll let you be careful. Be careful with these characters because you never know who's going to stab you in the back. You never know who could be a part of something so it's like that's like I like it. I like doing a mystery. I want like
Hmm.
that's really what people I want people to like get into. Like, what is the mystery? Like, what is going on with this story? Like, what the hell is going on? And I'm like, who's gonna die next? Or like, you know, um, I was like, okay, who are these freaking clowns? Like, where are they coming from, and why are they going after this friend group? It's like, are they connected to something? Like, are they connected to even? I mean, Evan. Jesus Christ, I can't speak English. Are they connected to Evan and Ethan? I was like, we didn't see right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Come
I
back
was
for
like,
part
but
two.
yeah, exactly. But I would say you won't get every answer. You won't get every answer. You won't get every question answered. Jesus Christ! In part one, that's why it's
Okay.
two parts. Because like I said, it's a lot of things I put into this writing of the story, and
Hmm.
it's one of the hardest things I've ever written because I'm always trying to think outside the box because I want to bring more originality back
Hmm.
into the creative world and yeah, dude, I have a blast doing this, and I love writing clowns, and I love clowns. I'm not gonna lie. And after watching it, Welcome to Derry, that really sparked my fire and wanted to write this clown story even more.
Yeah.
And there will be more other clown stories that's not HallowFien, so that's it. That's a teaser right there.
Good to know. Good to know.
Um, Yeah, dude. I really just want people to have fun, especially if you're a horror fan, dude.
Hmm.
I freaking hope you have fun. If you hate it, that's fine. I don't care. I'm just glad you gave it a chance. If you love it, thank you so much.
Nice.
But I really just want people to have fun and to get to reading because we need
Hmm.
a break from the world for a minute. And that's
Yeah.
really why I got into comics and producing comics and writing my own. And I was like, just have fun, please. I was like,
Hmm.
just have fun.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
also, if you, it'd be fun if somebody comments and like, I hope this character dies because I hate this character, and that would make my entire day. I was like, I did good because you hate a character that bad. Jesus.
That is
So,
hilarious. Yeah.
yeah, that's really my biggest goal. I was like, have fun. I want to give people, kids reading, adults reading, just everyone reading, and just explore their imaginations
Hmm.
and just I want to inspire them to like let you know that you can do this yourself too if you want to and just explore your own imagination and just get out and just be yourself that's
Hmm.
and a lot of my stories I also put like a bit of a message of like mental health awareness because I like put some type of message in my stories regardless if it's horror or fantasy because I want to not only entertain you, but also want to inspire you at the same time. I'm like letting you know that it's okay to not be okay, but don't go
Hmm.
this route because if you go this route, you end up dead like this character, or end up in a dark place like this character. But if you overcome your obstacles, you'll be at a higher level like this character that got out that darkness, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah. I'm in the same boat with you.
yeah,
That's why we make. That's why I feel like a lot of us make what we make is we want to not only um, inspire, but we also want to entertain.
yeah,
And I think that's just a huge part of what we do, and I love
mhm,
it.
yeah. And
So,
I'm not trying to be preachy as people say, but I'm just trying
mhm,
to bring awareness to something to let you know
right,
that this does happen. So yeah,
and that's how it has to be. That's
hmm,
exactly how it has to be.
exactly. And don't
So,
worry, I don't do politics. I'll put that out there. I do not do politics. No, I do not do that. No. So yeah.
one of my last questions for you: if you had a superpower, one, what would it be? And then two, what superhero team would you join?
Superpower. Uh, could be more than one superpower or just one.
I'll give you max two.
Okay. If I had a superpower, um, hmm, that's a good question. If hmm, I never have been asked that. At least I don't remember about. Not gonna lie, if I had a superpower, one, I would love to read minds
Okay.
because I don't trust people, and I need to know what your intentions are.
Okay.
And two, I would love to have the power of Magneto because if I don't like
Mm.
you, I can just
Now
yeah,
you're OP at this point.
yeah. So, but if I join a team, I would probably hell, I'll probably join the X-Men team because I feel like
That's a
because
good team, John.
I remember this backstory Stan Lee explained what the X-Men are.
Hmm.
I was like the X-Men are people that are feel like unseen, so I
Yeah.
relate to X-Men a lot more than compared to other teams. So yeah, I would definitely join the X-Men because I would love to be like a leader like Professor X, bringing in people and you know that you're not alone. And that's literally
Hmm.
my entire personality, especially as I've been told by other people. I'm not just I was like, as people like get to know me, they actually tell me this, and I don't. I mean, I didn't see it for myself until people actually told me
Hmm.
that I give off that energy, and that's truly humbling. And like people see that in me, and I was like, that's truly humbling. I'm truly humbled for that. And it's like, so yeah, I would definitely join X-Men. Well, I will also join Justice League if I'm going to be honest.
Two really good choices.
So
Two
yeah,
legendary choices, honestly.
yeah.
I like it.
Because I'm sorry, I mean,
No, you're good.
because I really, because the aspect of Batman,
Hmm.
because he has a dark energy to him, especially when losing his parents. And but he has a leadership quality, and dang, what am I trying to say? He has the leadership quality, and he's always trying to find a way to basically get through the bullshit that's happening in the world. And that's literally how I am. It's like I go through like I've been through like a lot of dark things. Like with I dealt with depression and so many different things. Like I had like a lot of anger, so like I try to find a balance and like get that out anger out and like and try to protect those that who I love. And so
Yeah.
that's how I see how Batman is, and I kind of see that in Superman too because he's trying to bring hope
Right.
into the world, and
Yeah.
so that's why I will also join this Justice League because they bring that balance.
They
It's
do.
like
Yeah.
Superman's like the light and Batman's the dark, and I kind of have a mix of both.
Hmm.
And
That's
so,
why they work
so
well together.
yeah, so that's why I would say
Yeah.
Justice League as well. So
I
yeah,
like it. All right. So, Kevin, this has been fun. Um, Thank you for, kind of just bearing yourself out for people to get to know you a little bit better. Before we end up, um, one last question, and um, I want to do this going forward. At the end of every interview, I'm going to ask the creator this question. So I want you to really think deeply about this one. You say you go to you have a table at a Comic Con, and you have someone come up to you who is eager to make comics. They say that your comics inspired them to make their own comics. And they ask you, what is one thing that I should do to make comics? What would be your one piece of advice?
Mhm. Well, first I would actually say, do, are you certain that you want to do this?
Hmm.
Because if you're certain, because if you're not certain, you're not truly in the game for this.
Hmm.
I would say, first of all, study the craft of how to write a script. Learn also not and also study the business side of comics because
Hmm.
it goes tit for tat. Because comics is legit like a movie production just on
Hmm.
paper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say one, thank you for checking out my comics, and I would say take your time with it and write from the heart, and don't rush into something without knowing what you want to do. Because if you rush, you're gonna miss everything. Um, but hone your craft, and enjoy the ride. But most importantly, budget and make sure you know what type of art style you want for your story too. And make sure you watch out for those scams because there are way too many of them.
That could be a topic of its own.
And do not do AI because AI is lazy and it's hypocritical. That's a whole different story. But
That is another topic.
yeah, that's a whole different story. But honestly, I was joking, but I wasn't joking at the same time. But for real, make sure you're certain and have the mindset for this business because it will take a toll on you mentally and physically. Because there will be times you're gonna be up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, doing business stuff like figuring out how to publish the book, or actually figure out how to write the book first. You have to do outlines. You have to have someone that you can trust that can edit. Make sure the story makes sense, and make sure you have a good business mindset and grow that business mindset, knowing how to interview artists professionally. And the way I do it, I try to interview the artist to see if I can be friends with you before I even think about a business partnership. Because if I love your art and I'm thinking long term, I want to make sure I can be friends with you as well before I even consider it. Because one, I want every party to have fun on this project and not just me. And I'm very picky on how I want my story to be in art wise. And yeah, that's really my biggest advice is just make sure you have that mindset, make sure you budget out a good amount of money and study, study, study and write from your heart and write. And people say write what you know. I was like, don't just say you write what you know, but also write from your heart and just hone your craft and see what's your strong suit. Like for me, I figured out my strong suit was horror and fantasy because I practiced it to see which way I want to go. I tried to write drama, but it turned into horror as I kept writing. That's how I figured out. um, and I really love um elves and fairies and dragons and like I'm a very creature honed creator.
Right.
So I was like that could because I that's what draws me into storytelling and that's what catches my eye a lot of the time. And so yeah, just write what you love. That's really that's I think that's the biggest advice for me is write what you love.
I like it.
And actually, also the other thing, don't be afraid to ask questions because there are a lot of us that would love to help you, especially that you are certain you want to do this. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I asked like 100 people before. I'm not exaggerating. People
Yeah.
I didn't freaking know. I just asked the questions like, how do I do this? And they freaking gave me advice, and they was happy to give me advice. When I tell you I can go down my messenger and go back to old advice, it was a long, full-fledged, full conversations of different people I've talked to in my messengers that I can go back into and read their advice and say so. Yeah, and that's also networking. So learn to
That is
network.
networking. Yep.
That's why I said business side and creative side because comic is a full-fledged business. You got to learn each avenue. Each avenue. It ain't just creative. It's creative. You have to be the CEO, the creative, the COO, the CEO. You have to be everything until you can build out that team that can take some pressure off you. That's what budgeting comes in because you need to pay the people in your team.
That is true. Yeah.
So that's my advice for upcoming creators that want to get into this business.
Nice.
And also make sure you sleep because I got yelled at for not sleeping.
Can't function if you're running off of coffee and Red Bulls. So
exactly, or water and one soda in my case. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my advice for people.
Awesome.
But
Well,
the
Kevin,
biggest is have fun with it.
Again, thank you for jumping on here. Let me pick your brain on your comics and about who you are. To wrap up, tell the people where they can find you, follow you, and get more of your work.
You can find me on Facebook at I am Kevin Davis CEO, Instagram I am Kevin Davis Official, and my business tags are in my Instagram bio at I am Kevin Davis Official. And you can also find me at my website at keviside.com. It's Kevisyde.com.
It is a
So
very unique name and website. All his links will be in the description and in the bio below. So go click on his links. Again, the Kickstarter link will be below as well. You have up until February 13th to sign up to be notified when the Kickstarter goes live. Then from there, we're going to be pushing really hard to get the Kickstarter funded. Um, so yeah, go follow Kevin everywhere on social media. Give his Kickstarter a follow and continue to support Keviside. It's Keviside Global.
you can just say Keviside.
I like Keviside Global.
No,
That's actually
that's
really good. I like that. So
yeah.
continue
But
to
yeah,
follow Keviside
Keviside
Global.
Global, it's the same company. So yeah.
Yeah. um,
But
Again,
yeah.
I'm Gary. This has been the Divergent Comics podcast. Thank you all for listening and watching, and have a good weekend.